Commander Patak stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Voracious Star. The Mars-Ari fleet, a formidable armada, loomed behind him. For decades, the Mars-Ari Confederacy had swept through the galaxy, conquering weaker species and absorbing their resources. Earth's resistance, therefore, was expected to be a trivial matter. Patak reviewed the final reports from his subcommanders, all confirming the readiness of their invasion force. "Commence atmospheric entry," Patak ordered, his voice steady and confident. The fleet responded immediately, descending toward Earth in a coordinated formation. As they breached the upper atmosphere, Earth's surface became visible. Patak's confidence wavered for the first time when he saw it, a massive banner stretching across an entire cityscape that read, "Welcome to the end of your invasion." Patak frowned, his brow furrowing. It was a bold message, and it unsettled him, but he dismissed his unease. Earth was just another planet, another species to be subjugated. "Scan for defensive installations," Patak commanded. "Scans indicate multiple defense platforms, Commander," his tactical officer reported. "But there's something else." Before Patak could inquire further, a colossal human vessel appeared on the main view screen. It was unlike any ship Patak had encountered in his long career. Its size dwarfed the Voracious Asterisk, and its design was far more advanced than anything in the Mars-Ari fleet. "Impossible," Patak muttered. "How did they develop such technology?" The human vessel moved with a grace that belied its size. It took a position directly in front of the Mars-Ari fleet. Then a transmission came through, filling the bridge with the image of a human in a crisp uniform. Admiral Johnson's face was stern. "Commander Patak of the Mars-Ari Confederacy," Johnson began, "you are not welcome here. Turn back now or face the might of the Earth Defense Force." Patak, surprised, his eyes turned to anger. "You dare threaten us?" he growled. "You are but an insignificant species destined for subjugation." Johnson's lips curled into a slight smile. "We'll see about that." With that, the transmission ended. Patak's hands clenched into fists. "All ships, prepare for combat," he barked. "We will show these humans the futility of their defiance." The Mars-Ari fleet surged forward, weapons primed. The human vessel, however, did not retreat. Instead, it launched a barrage of missiles, each one striking with pinpoint accuracy. Mars-Ari ships exploded, their hulls torn apart by the sheer power of the human weaponry. Patak watched in horror as ship after ship was obliterated. "Evasive maneuvers," he shouted. "Return fire." The Mars-Ari ships attempted to regroup, firing their plasma cannons at the human vessel, but the human ship was too fast, too agile. It wove through the oncoming fire, firing its own weapons and continuing to wreak havoc on the Mars-Ari fleet. "Commander, we're losing ships rapidly," the tactical officer reported. "Their technology is far superior to ours." Patak gritted his teeth. "How is this possible? We should have been able to crush them easily." Amid the chaos, more human vessels rose from Earth's surface, each one as advanced as the first. Their weapon systems were devastating the Mars-Ari ships. It became clear that humanity had not only prepared for this invasion but had surpassed the Mars-Ari in technological advancements. "Commander, we must retreat," a junior officer urged. "We cannot win this battle." Patak knew the officer was right. As much as it pained him to admit defeat, continuing the battle would only result in the complete annihilation of his fleet. "All ships, retreat," he ordered. "Fall back to the rendezvous point." The remaining Mars-Ari ships disengaged, struggling to escape the relentless assault from the human fleet. Patak's flagship took a direct hit, causing the ship to shudder violently. Alarms blared, and smoke filled the bridge. "Damage report," Patak demanded. "Shields failing." "Hull integrity at 50%, the engineering officer responded. "We need to jump to FTL now or we won't make it." "Initiate FTL jump," Patak commanded. The stars outside the view screen blurred as the Voracious Asterisk entered faster than light travel, escaping the immediate threat. But the damage was done, the Mars-Ari fleet had been decimated, their pride shattered. Patak slumped into his command chair, his mind racing. How had the humans managed to advance so quickly? The Galactic Council had warned him, but he had dismissed their concerns. Now he realized the full extent of his underestimation. Set course for Mars Ari Prime, Patak ordered, his voice heavy with defeat. We need to regroup and prepare for the next encounter. As the fleet limped away, Patak knew this was no ordinary battle. It was the beginning of a war for survival, and humanity had proven themselves a formidable adversary. The Mars Ari Confederacy would not give up easily, but this defeat would not be forgotten. Patak vowed to return stronger and more prepared to crush the defiant species that had dared to challenge them. The journey back to Mars Ari Prime was somber. Patak spent the time analyzing the battle, reviewing every detail of the human tactics and technology. The humans had outmaneuvered and outgunned them at every turn. Their ships were faster, their weapons more precise, and their strategy impeccable. We will need to rethink our approach, Patak said during a meeting with his subcommanders. Humanity is not the weak species we believed them to be. We should request reinforcements, one of the subcommanders suggested. A larger fleet with our most advanced ships might turn the tide in our favor. Patak nodded in agreement. We will need every resource at our disposal, but more than that, we need to understand their technology. How did they develop such advanced systems in such a short time? Patak asked. We have intelligence reports indicating that the humans have been preparing for our arrival for decades, another subcommander added. They have likely been reverse engineering technology from other species. Patak's eyes narrowed. Then we must do the same. Gather all available data on human technology. We will study it, improve upon it, and use it against them. The subcommander saluted, leaving Patak alone with his thoughts. The defeat weighed heavily on him, but it also fueled his determination to conquer Earth. The Mars Ari Confederacy had faced setbacks before, and they had always emerged stronger. This would be no different. As the fleet approached Mars Ari Prime, Patak prepared his report for the High Command. He would not sugarcoat the situation. They needed to understand the full extent of the threat humanity posed, but he would also present a plan, a strategy to turn the tide and ensure the Mars Ari Confederacy's dominance. The Grand Council chamber of Mars Ari Prime was a sight to behold. Massive pillars lined the hall, and the walls were adorned with the banners of conquered worlds. Patak stood before the High Command. Commander Patak, you have returned, the Supreme Leader intoned. Report. Patak took a deep breath. We have underestimated the humans, Supreme Leader. Their technology is far beyond our expectations. They have developed advanced weapons and ships, and they have successfully repelled our invasion force. Murmurs of disbelief echoed through the chamber. The Supreme Leader raised a hand for silence. How could this be? We were assured of an easy victory. Patak met the Supreme Leader's gaze. They have been preparing for our arrival for decades. They have studied our tactics, reverse-engineered alien technology, and developed their own advancements. They are not the weak species we believed them to be. The Supreme Leader's eyes narrowed. What do you propose? We need reinforcements, our most advanced ships and our best scientists working on understanding and replicating their technology, Patak replied. We must also adapt our tactics to counter their strategies. With these measures, we can turn the tide and ensure our victory. The chamber fell silent as the High Command considered Patak's words. Finally, the Supreme Leader nodded. Very well, Commander. You will have what you need. Do not fail us again. Patak saluted. I will not, Supreme Leader. We will return to Earth and we will prevail. As Patak left the chamber, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. The battle for Earth had only just begun, and the Mars Ari Confederacy would stop at nothing to claim their prize. Humanity had proven themselves formidable, but the Mars Ari were determined. The war for survival would be long and brutal, but Patak was ready for the challenge. He would lead his people to victory, no matter the cost. Upon returning to his quarters, Patak immediately began drafting new battle plans. He communicated with his top engineers and scientists, urging them to focus on replicating and improving upon human technology. Every piece of intelligence, every scrap of data, would be crucial in the coming war. Days turned into weeks as the Mars-Ari Confederacy mobilized its forces. Shipyards worked around the clock to produce more advanced vessels equipped with the latest weapons and defenses. Patak oversaw the preparations, ensuring that every detail was accounted for. There would be no room for error in the next confrontation. Meanwhile, Earth was not idle. The victory over the initial Mars-Ari invasion had galvanized humanity. Nations united in a common cause, pooling their resources and knowledge. The Terran Defense Force expanded its ranks, swelling with volunteers eager to defend their planet. Scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of their technology even further. Admiral Johnson coordinated the global defense efforts. He knew the Mars-Ari would return, and next time they would come with even greater force. Johnson's strategy was clear: fortify Earth's defenses, continue to advance their technology, and prepare for the inevitable return of the invaders. On the Mars-Ari flagship Voracious *, now fully repaired and upgraded, Patak reviewed the final status reports. The fleet was ready, more powerful than ever before. They had learned from their mistakes, and now they were prepared to crush humanity's resistance once and for all. Set course for Earth, Patak ordered, his voice resolute. The fleet jumped to FTL, hurtling through space toward their target. As they approached the Sol system, Patak felt a mix of anticipation and determination. This time, there would be no underestimation, no mercy. The humans had proven themselves worthy adversaries, but the Mars-Ari would not be denied their victory. Earth's fate hung in the balance as the Mars-Ari fleet emerged from FTL, positioning themselves for the final assault. The humans, now fully aware of the impending threat, braced themselves for the battle of their lives. Both sides were prepared to fight with everything they had, and the outcome would determine the future of both species. The second battle for Earth was about to begin, and it would be a conflict unlike any the galaxy had ever seen.